Peace and bliss. Welcome back to Reclaiming Our Roots. My name is Tanya and I am at the community garden, and I'm going to give you all a quick tour of the work that's been done thus far. For those of you that are new to the channel, this is a new adventure that I've embarked on this year in an effort to expand our garden. As many of you know, I am a container gardener due to my limited space. I do not have the land to grow in ground, nor have raised beds. So this year, I partnered with a friend of mine, and we went half and half in a community garden venture. It's located in Maryland. I'm in growing zone 7B. It's roughly on 116 acres, of which 20 acres the owner has subdivided into garden plots. So people like myself and other members of the community, we come out and we grow. We grow our food. Some of these people out here are using their garden space for market garden. Some of them are farmers and need additional land, and so they lease land out here. So we've leased it a total of 7 rows. Each row consists of 200 feet. So that gives us 2.5 feet, 3.5 rows each. And we're growing a lot of food this year, guys. So without further remark, I just want to take you all down each row so you all can kind of get an idea of what I'm growing this year. As you can see on this row here, I have lots of tomatoes. Most of the plants you see out here are half and half. Most of them are transplants that I grew in the winter, and I brought them out, and the rest I filled in with transplants. Okay, I'm not going to go into specifically the varieties because some of the tags are like buried, but just so you all can get an idea of what we're growing. Most of this is tomato plants here. Lots of tomato plants. I have a lot of pepper plants, more tomato plants, tomatoes, and it pretty much continues down this row. As you all saw in the last video that was abruptly cut off, my apologies for that. It was a scorcher out in the garden that day, and my phone overheated, and I did not have the tenacity to start another video. So I just concluded the video in the description box. So I hope you took liberty to read it. And what we're battling out here, what we were battling, it has subsided significantly, are potato beetles. Apparently someone grew potatoes out here last year, and I'm not even sure that they come direct. They're known to come from potato plants, and what they do at the end of the growing season, they burrow down underground, and they reemerge in the spring, and they wreak havoc on your garden. So we had a nasty infestation last week that tried to take out some of our crops, but we're formidable opponents. My partner and I, we were just aggressive. Every single day we come out and we do pest management. We check under each leaf to make sure there aren't any eggs or any signs of potato beetles out here. So we've been aggressive on that front, and it's paid off. Like today, this morning I came out, I haven't sown out one. So it's consistency, it's a constant commitment. You have to be willing to come out and do the work. Otherwise, you're going to give up your crop to pests, and you work too hard for that. At least I know we do, and we're not giving up anything out here. Some of the signs, some of the tags you can see, you got some eggplant here, more pepper plants. All of these here that do not have any plant tags are the ones that I grew. And these are all fatali peppers, which is a very spicy pepper. That's a chili pepper plant there. More peppers, more peppers, more peppers. And here I seeded some sugar baby watermelon. Here I seeded some butternut squash. And over here, this is a, what is this? I believe this is a crookneck squash that I grew. This here was purchased. This is, I believe it's a moonbeam watermelon plant. We have more squash here. We have more watermelon here, more watermelon, more pepper plants, and here is my beloved squash plant that I brought out. I did not grow this from seed, that I purchased. And like the first week it was out here, it was ravished by a critter. As you can see out in the distance here, right now, I don't know if you all can see. Okay, you can see right here at the edge of that gate, the field is open there. Right here it's open. So critters can easily come in. And we had an issue where a critter came out and he took liberty with my squash plant. Didn't touch my partner's plant. He just loved on mine. So he took a bite out of one of the squash. So for about a week or two, no, for about a week and a half, I covered it with the plant covering, the netting to preserve it. And I recently removed it the other day. So, and I also took a suggestion from my father. He told me to put Irish Spring out here. So what we did in between each plant, we put slices of Irish Spring out here to help deter critters, because Irish Spring, the original, you have to get original Irish Spring because it has a strong perfume scent to it, and animals smell that, and they humans, so they won't come near. And we've been very successful. We haven't seen a critter out here since. So the Irish Spring slices are working. You should replenish them, replace them in 4 weeks. I put a marigold out here, my attempt to attract the pollinators that has fizzled out, so I'm going to have to replace that. And I have more tomato plants, marigold that needs to be replaced. And I found these in my local nursery. These are sweet potatoes. Although you all know I grew my own sweet potato slips this year, but I like trying different varieties. And what's the name of this one? This is a sweet Georgia heart, if you can see there. Oh my gosh, you all have to forgive me. We have cicadas, and they are aggressive. They will cling to your clothes. They will fly down your shirt, in your hair. They're everywhere. So I have more watermelon here. This is another sweet potato plant that I purchased. I believe this one is called a black heart or a purple heart. Yes, it's called a black heart. If you can see a black heart sweet potato plant, you can see Irish Spring. And over here, this is the second row. And this row, and this row are mine. And she and I are sharing half of the fourth row. So I have more. What do we have here? These are cucumbers. This is the heirloom Boston pickling. I'm going to be doing a lot of preserving this year. And this is more pickling. Cucumbers. More cucumbers. Purchased some cantaloupe. I do have cantaloupe seeds, but it takes like 110 days for cantaloupe, so I didn't want to start those from seeds, so I just purchased some starts. And I started some Market More 76 cucumbers. Heard a lot about those. They're big, long, slicing cucumbers. Looking forward to that. What do I have here? I believe this is another cantaloupe. Got a lot of cantaloupe out here. And then here we have a watermelon. This is a crimson sweet, first year growing crimson sweet, because I do not have the space at home to grow it in the container. I only grow sugar babies in our containers because it is a small, compact watermelon. And over here, this one's new. This is called, it's a heirloom. It's a black diamond. I believe this is the black diamond. Yes, this is the black diamond. I was intrigued by the name, so I said I have to try it. Another marigold. I seeded some pumpkin. Pumpkin, guys. You all know I do not have the space at home to grow pumpkin, right? So this here is, I believe, oh my gosh, what is this? I think this is another watermelon plant. And then I seeded some pumpkin. This here is a cantaloupe. No, not a cantaloupe. Yeah, that's a cantaloupe. This is correct, a cantaloupe. And here, no, it's not. It's a morning ice melon. All three of these are melons. All three of these are melons. And I have another black heart here. Then I seeded some Blue Lake peas. Some Blue Lake green beans. And then we have a green bell pepper plant, a black beauty eggplant. We have a Cherokee purple tomato plant. And this variety I was curious about is called Occasion Delight. It is an okra plant. So it looks strikingly similar to a Clemson spineless. So I'm looking forward to trying that this year. And over here, I found some xoxo seeds. And if you all are familiar with Homestead Heart, that sister last year, she grew some xoxo, and they were absolutely divine. And I said, I got to get my hands on those. I really want to try those. So I'm looking forward to making some xoxo pie this year and trying that out. So I got a couple xoxo out here. And if you haven't checked out her channel, check her out. Her and Mr. H are doing great things over there. And the name of the channel again is Homestead Heart. And here, this is a heirloom tomato, Boxcar Willie. It's new. And another pepper plant. All of the pepper plants you see up here, I grew from seed. And these are all jalapeno peppers. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of preserving this year. I'm embarking on learning to pressure can. I have a pressure canner, and I must admit I've been a little intimidated, but I've gotten over that. I'm looking forward to learning how to pressure can, because a lot of this we'll eat fresh, but we will not eat all of this fresh. I will give some to family, and the rest we're going to preserve. It's a lot of food that's going to come out of this garden this year, and I need to have a means of a method of preservation in place. I will be drying herbs, canning, freezing, you name it, doing it all. So here is mint. This here is a black cherry tomato. I absolutely love these. I ate my weight in these last year. I absolutely love them. This is a Advarsky that I seeded here. I love those. Tried those last year. Great stuffing pepper, big red. It almost looks like the shape of a heart almost. And here I planted some sunflower seed came up. Planted some sunflowers. I'm going to thin those out and disperse those throughout the garden. So bring in the pollinators. I sowed some zucchini seeds that you can see is coming up. More zucchini, marigold. And these here are cucumber plants. Cucumber seeds. Started those. And here is more okra. Got a tomato plant here. And that's another pepper plant. Got more okra here. Okra. Tomato. Okra. Tomato. Okra. Got another tomato plant. Another pepper plant. Another pepper plant, tomato plant. And then I have over here a little small pepper plant. I have another tomato. So as you can see in okra, I have over 20 plants of okra. I absolutely love okra. I can eat it raw. We put it in soups and stews. Absolutely love it. So I'm on the third row now. As you can see, got some sweet banana peppers out here. You name it, I have it out here, from tomatoes to pumpkins. It's out here, and I am absolutely ecstatic at the fact that I can grow so much food this year. I'm already looking forward to the fall. I cannot wait. This entire field, we won't have to deal with the pests, the white moth. I'm gonna grow so many collards and kales and cabbage and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. I cannot wait. And over here, more tomatoes. And this is new to the garden, guys. This is a bush. Sorry about that. This is a bush crop. It's a cucumber plant. So it doesn't vine out. It grows in the formation of a bush. So I'm looking forward to that. And here I have more okra. All of this is okra row. Okay. You all get the point. You can see I have a lot of okra. And more okra coming up here. Okra. Yeah. Okra is in the house. was trying to zoom in on the cicadas out here. And this here, we tried different methods. So we're hanging some of the Irish Spring, as well as most of them have just been laid on the ground. But we want to get them off the ground because we do not want them to leach into the soil. And as you all can see here, that is a dead cicada. And they are everywhere. I'll turn you over here. This is the half road that I'm sharing with her. Okay, got Roma tomatoes out here. This is new to the garden this year. This is the Trinidad scorpion pepper. As I mentioned in previous videos, we absolutely love spice. Okay, another Trinidad scorpion pepper. Okay, we got more peppers here. More okra. More okra. And over here we have the San Marzano. I grew that last year. It's a great paste tomato. I have 2 plants of that. And more okra. And then here I have the patty pan squash. Absolutely love patty pan squash. It is great stir-fried, and you can eat it raw as well. So I have more patty pan here, more patty pan, and over into the next row here, we have some, what is this? You hear that noise? That's a cicada. That's a yellow straight neck squash. Yeah, they make these awful sounds. And here is a Jamaican pepper. Those haven't come up yet. More squash, patty pan squash. And over here we have the super sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. And down here is all cantaloupe. So you can see some of them have not come up yet. That one's starting to come up. We haven't gotten any germination on that one yet. More cantaloupe, more cantaloupe. And the rest of this is going to be my partners. And these are the sweet potato slips, guys, that I grew. If you want to see how I did that, I will link it somewhere in this video. You can go back and check and see how to do those for next year. And over here, these are all peppers. All peppers, all the way down there. Okay, oh, we got a xoxo coming up. See that? Got a xoxo coming up. More sweet potatoes that I grew. More sweet potatoes that I grew. And this one here, I believe is a xoxo. More sweet potatoes that I grew. A marigold. A xoxo is in there. Pepper over here. This here is a xoxo that has come up. And this here, sweet potato slip that I grew. Sweet potato slip that I grew. Sweet potato slip that I grew. And down here is a sunflower seed. And over here is another sweet potato slip. No, I'm sorry, is a xoxo. And as you can see, we have the soap throughout. Okay, guys. Well, that's about it. I can't wait to bring back more garden tours as the garden progresses and starts to grow and thrive. So there's a lot of weeding that needs to be done. As you can see, there's a lot of weeds that needs to be done. So I'm going to bring in my crew, my children. They will come out and they will help with that effort. It is a collective effort. This year is Operation Grow Our Own Food as much as we can. So I need all boots on deck. So they'll be out later today. They'll be out tomorrow morning to help with that. But I will get started on starting to pull up some of these weeds. But yeah, it's going to look really gorgeous, guys, once everything starts to grow and mature. Before you know it, I'll be walking down these rows and food would just be flowing into the rows, and the tomato plants will be heavy with fruit. And I'm just going to be munching up and down each row, especially with the okra and the cherry tomatoes. Those are my snacks in the garden. But yep, I'm excited. I haven't been publishing too much because all of my time has been spent here at the community garden, which I knew that would be the case because there's a lot of man hours that go into getting the garden established. So still have work that I'm doing at the container garden. I'll bring you all back probably later on this month for another garden tour there. I bought more transplants and added to the garden there. I'll bring you all along for a potato harvest. Looks like we're getting closer and closer to that. And I'll also give you all a quick tour of the balcony so you can see the state of the herbs. And this is what we use for water. We just purchased the barrel. My husband set it up for us, put it on some cinder blocks. It has a spout, and we come up and we refill it. So we did find a local spring where we can tap from so that we're not using all of our water at home, because that can be a costly endeavor. So thank God we were able to find a spring to help defray costs on that front. Okay guys, hope you all are having a wonderful day. Growing, harvesting. I've watched a couple of videos. I am so behind on some of my videos. You guys, I did not disappear. I've just been busy just like you all have, working the garden. It is busy season. So, been busy. So once we get a handle on the weeding out here, then it's just a matter of pest management, staying on top of the weeds, and the fertilizing. We fertilized yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. Came out and fertilized it, gave everyone a good drink. So everyone has been hydrated. They are calling for more rain this week. I think like in 4 days. No, we're going to have like 4 days of rain this week. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay guys, welcome new subscribers. Glad to have you here. If you find any value in the content, please share it with family and friends. Like it if you like the video. And don't forget to subscribe. Until the next video, peace and bliss and happy gardening.